Question 4 for Unit 14 asks us to compare the results of two different kinds of mutual funds. But there are a number of points the question does not specify. For example, it doesn't tell us how much will be invested. It doesn't tell us how long we'll invest for, 1 year, 2 years, 10, or 20. And it doesn't say whether we'll be investing, as in the main question, a certain amount each year, or just putting money in all at the beginning and watching to see what happens. A really careful answer to this question would look at all of these possibilities. But in fact, all of them will lead us to the same conclusion. So here we'll take just one simple example and look at it carefully. What we'll look to see is what happens if we invest $1,000 all at once and wait for 10 years. Let's see for the two different funds what happens when we invest in this way. In the first fund, we invest $1,000 and we wait for 10 years. Each year our investment changes by a percentage, and that percentage is a random number between -5% and +15%. The special recorded segment on generating random numbers for Unit 14 shows us the details. Here we'll just apply the formula. We'd like a random number. The range of random numbers is between -5 and +15. That's a range of 20. And the lowest possible number is -5. Notice that I've enclosed all of this in parentheses so that I can say that I'd like it to be a percentage. This is a percentage, but it's not in percentage format. So to make it look better, I'll right-click and format it as a percentage. So here's one percentage between -5 and +15, and here are 9 more. Suppose $1,000 goes up 2.55%, then up 7.87%, and so on, and then the final year goes down -1.07%. What will my final total be? The answer is simple. Just take each year and apply this year's change. Notice that I don't use absolute addressing because I do want the percentage to change each year. With the current set of percentages, the final answer is $1,623.72. But hitting F9, we see that many different answers are possible. Now let's compare this with another fund, which also starts out with a $1,000 investment and changes over 10 years, but ranges each year from a 20% loss to a 30% gain. The range now is from -20 to +30, that's a range of 50, and the low end is a loss of 20%. Format this as a percentage, and then apply it 10 times. Here's what we would have after 1 year. And after 10 years. In this particular case, the second fund ended up with more money than the first fund. Is that always the case? Let's hit F9. It's true again, this number is larger, but in this case it's much smaller. Here it's smaller by a little bit. It's better to invest in the first fund. And again, it's better to invest in the first fund. It turns out that comparing these funds is not so simple. We'll look at the details of how we might do it in the next recorded segment.